You're listening to the Be Forever Cool podcast. My name is Rex45. We're live and direct at Mid Ohio this Saturday morning. I want to thank Eli for coming on the show. Really appreciate. Welcome Eli Block to the show. Also, TJ, welcome to the show as well. I think you were muted. So when you want to get off the mute, we got some more people coming in. Louis Ortega, man, welcome to the show. How you doing this morning, man?
Hey, what's going on? How is everybody doing today?
Oh man, can't complain. Live doing the fun thing here at MotoAmerica. We got Eli in the building. Eli's racing this weekend. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you guys?
Pretty good, man. You excited for this weekend?
Yeah, I was pretty excited coming into it. Just had a rough day yesterday, so we take the punches and keep on going. And not every day is going to be perfect on the bike. And yesterday was definitely not one of them. Having a small mechanical causing me to go to the hospital for a little bit. And got some bumps and bruises and re-injured some old things. But you know what? There's no excuses out here. We're just going to go out and Q2, and luckily MotoAmerica gave me a provisional in. And it's go out there and prove why they should give it to me.
Right. It looks like it may rain a little bit. It's cloudy out right now. What are you hoping for? Dry and 85 degrees?
I'm fine with some rain. No problem with some rain with me. But I'll take whatever. I mean, I'm just getting that whatever I can do just to go out and race again. It's a blessing to come back out here. And yeah, I mean, if it rains, it rains, and if it doesn't, then I'll just figure it out. As long as I can figure out some pace in qualifying and move myself up from where my practice time would have put me, which I think is like 13th or 14th, which is for me not acceptable. So I got to move myself up, hopefully within the first three rows, and then at that point, if it rains, I can make some passes easier. And if it's dry, it's going to make it's still going to be a challenge, but it's going to be a lot easier than starting fifth or sixth row.
No, I understand. I get that for sure. I know you got to get out of here because a full pack morning of getting ready and getting out there and stuff like that. But let's talk about the Classic a little bit, because you went out there, you won a bunch of races. How was that for you, man?
It was pretty good. It was really it was just another weekend where I came in struggling, and first weekend on the bike and first weekend just trying to figure everything out. And it was I couldn't have wrote a better story ending. So it was just super grateful for that. And the rain came in clutch for the Classic, because I wasn't even going to race if it was dry. So with the rain coming in, it saved me a lot. And yeah, it put some more money in my pocket than I was expecting to have it in the weekend. So yeah, that was good. Then I did all four of the races on Saturday, so I was pretty tired at the end of it. So I mean, doing 66 race laps was it was a lot. So I would say the endurance is pretty set for this weekend. But now with a little setback with the wrist and with my head, I think we'll be back to just phase one, figuring it all out again this morning in about an hour. And just go out there and just put down some clean laps, and then once we get comfortable again, just keep chipping away.
Nice, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be out there working as well. I prefer when it's dry out.
I mean, for working, I'd much rather be in the dry.
You know what I'm saying? Louis, man, you got anything for Eli before he gets out of here? And then we'll go to TJ afterwards.
No, I mean, how's the track conditions? Because Mid Ohio is known as a track that doesn't have a ton of grip when it gets wet. Is it still the same conditions? Once it gets wet, it's just super slippery, and you don't know from corner to corner if it's going to happen?
So I personally have not ridden here in the rain, but I know in the mornings, even in the dry, like we go out at 8 o'clock in the morning, the dew on the track makes it feel like you're riding on stilts. There's no grip. Mm-hmm. So hopefully I'll not have to find that out soon. And I know I'm going out earlier in the morning. It's like 9:30, but I think there is like two groups in front of me. So I think BTR's out there right now, and then Hooligans after that. So I think Hooligans should be able to put down some good rubber. And but I haven't seen much about the rain. I've heard all the stories, but I believe with just the way the aggregate is here, the water is not going to seep in. It's going to stay on top. So that could cause a lot of the unsteady, slippery feeling.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I wish you best of luck, man.
Thank you.
How about yourself, TJ, man? I know you know Eli from up north, and so you know what it is.
Yeah, no, it was good to see Eli at the Classic, and after him moving down to Florida for being away for a year, to come back to participate in the full Classic and all 3 races and placing, and it's pretty amazing. And it shows his stamina and will to ride. So to be at MotoAmerica right now, I know it's a little setback not getting all the laps that he wants to on this round, but I'm hoping the best and hope he can keep up. See, he qualified in Group A, so at least he has a chance to stay in the front of the pack. And I know Eli's a fighter, so room for you just to see if you can, do a good job out there. And just waiting to see the weekend.
Thank you, TJ. Appreciate it.
Nice, man. Yeah, man. So I'm excited as well. I'll let you go.
I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it. Good luck. I'll see you out there.
All right.
So we'll do a little housekeeping while Eli gets out of here as well. Set up the groups out here. See you later, man. Take care for sure. I know we got Reese coming in. Let me bring in Harry O to the show. Welcome, Harry O, man.
What's going on? Good morning, gentlemen.
How you doing? It's going to be
Good morning,
a good
good morning.
time. Give me a few minutes. Let me get some housekeeping set up.
I like that hat you got on.
Oh.
Represent Boston.
Wrong person. Look at that. Getting the stages all set up. All this fun stuff. I think we'll get one last one and keep it going. We got a lot to talk about today. Welcome to all the behind the scenes stuff, folks that are live. What's going on, guys, man? Harry, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's the 4 of us. We got a lot to talk about here at Mid-Ohio. A lot of practice that's happening. I mean, we probably should get to the comments first because that's been huge last week.
Lewis.
So you guys are finally somewhat face to face. Lewis is somewhat banned from this Mid-Ohio round.
Damn, Lewis.
Undisclosed location. I mean, I'll say this: it's good that we've been having some healthy conversations online about
Absolutely.
and what's going on with the riders and the opportunities. And I will say the one thing is sure, we all want to see more riders from the U.S. In the European leagues, in World Superbike and MotoGP and stuff like that. Lewis got the inside because he's been in on the business side for years. But we're all been fans forever of this motorcycle racing. So I'll start with Harry O, man. What are your thoughts about the comments and what's been going this past week on IG?
Oh, but it's been ultimately it's been so entertaining, and sometimes I love a good healthy conversation. I'm never against anyone's opinion, long as they're like, it's just respectful. Like, and I don't care, like, even if you get disrespectful, because I'm not sensitive behind anything. It was just so good to like have somebody else that other than myself that know about motorcycle racing that give me some positive feedback and not necessarily agreeing with me, but just having a good conversation. It was just cool. It was just cool, something cool to do. So I appreciate the pushback Lewis gave me because he wasn't gonna let me win. Now, one time I was like, maybe he won't see my comment. Like, maybe he won't see it. But sure enough, there you go up under my comment. So it was fun. I say the least, man. I had a great week with discussing that because a lot of people that, especially that follow me, they was like, yo, y'all had Scott Reddit in y'all comments. I was like, I know, right? So it was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I think that's the goal for what the show is trying to do, just trying to be entertaining and continue conversations of what we talk about at the track or off the track when we're around each other and stuff like that. But listen, Lewis / Mark Marquez, are you gonna let Agura win one? What's going on?
No, I mean, like you said, man, the banter is part of the It was part of the fandom. If you can't have good banter that's respectable, that's you listen to everybody's opinion, you put your opinion, your thoughts out there. I tend to try to come with receipts whenever possible of, hey, here's what we've seen in the past. This is historically the data. That's why I'm the numbers guy. I understand the passion of fans because I'm a fan as well. I'm just a little jaded because I also see how the cake is made. I don't just get to see how the cake tastes at the end. And when you see how the cake is made, you start to understand there's a lot that goes into the finished product. And sometimes fandom wants what fandom wants, but I'm glad that we're able to have these discussions and people are able to join in and give their opinions, and everybody kept it cordial. Nobody, it wasn't like Star Wars fandom where people were, calling people out and, and names are getting called. It was just, really good. And I got a lot of good feedback, both agreeing with me and both disagreeing with me. And I had good banter with them as well. Again, at the end of the day, we're all going to have our opinions. Nobody knows what's exactly going to happen at the end of the day. If this particular person ends up to Moto 2, then I think everybody will be happy that we have another American in Moto 2 or Moto 3 or whatever the class is going to be. But I also like to speak upon all the riders that have been doing this a long time, that have accumulated more accolades and have more proven length of wins and stability,
Right.
and their names don't come up in the conversation. And even more so, it's for the 3 or 4 kids that are already in Europe that are racing in Moto 3 and Moto 2 in Europe in different classes, and nobody is acknowledging them. Everybody just wants to jump completely over them for somebody that hasn't even proven themselves here in the US with a championship here in the US.
Right, right. No, I completely agree. I mean, but I'll say this from the fan side, and I think even from a rider perspective, if you're in any sports, I was thinking about this as I saw the comments over the week. Your mindset as a rider is to, if you're playing basketball, you want to get to the NBA. If you're playing football, you want to get to the NFL or European football. You want to get there. So as a rider, there is you're dreaming of MotoGP. You're dreaming of you're probably dreaming of MotoGP before you're dreaming of World Superbike even. But there's a valid point. And like as a rider, how do you know when is the time to move to the next level?
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, there's levels. There's levels here that she can still achieve. Like I've said it many times. I think she's a great talent. I think she can achieve a lot here in the U.S. I think she has the opportunity this year and even next year to win a super sport championship because she's on a great team, on a great bike. She has a great support system here. She's getting a lot of support from not just the fans, but from the factory, from the team, everything else. And if she can do that here in the U.S., then why not allow her to grow into a superbike and possibly race in superbike and be the first woman to win a superbike title in the US. Like there's a lot of pathways here, and people are dismissing like the US isn't important. If the US is important, then why are guys from Europe coming here to race in the US? Why is Darren Binder here? He could have gone to BSB, he could have gone to World Superbike, everything else. There's a value to being a US champion. Think about all the guys that have won superbike championships in the US, never went to MotoGP, never went to anywhere else. They still made an incredible career for themselves here. You're telling me Josh Hayes it's hard for him to make ends meet. He's not making the rent payment. He made an entire career out of just dominating this championship. Miguel Hudul-Hamel dominated the US for many, many years in these other classes. So sometimes you might want to go back a little bit and realize just because you're going overseas doesn't mean that your career is advancing. You could do a lot here. This isn't the summer league. This isn't the J League. Like these are professional races. You can make a career out of racing in the US and make your name for yourself. Nicky Hayden named for himself in the US before he ever went to MotoGP.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Before we move on, TJ, you saw the comments as well. Anything you want to add or take away from what you saw or heard from the conversation?
Well, for one, I love to see the comments because people are in tune with what's going on. But I also think it's like a double-edged sword. As a fan, we want to protect our talents. So we see Kayla growing, we see her winning. She hasn't won a championship yet, but that's what we want to see. To make that leap over to Moto2, I think is pretty big for where she is now. Like Lewis said, there's so much she can achieve here in the U.S. Winning a championship in super sport, going to super bike, possibly winning a championship there, being top three. There's so much to achieve. So I think it's more of trying to protect our talents. I know we want talents from here to go overseas, but we don't
Hmm.
want them to just go over there and just, get washed away. So I think it's more protecting our talents and also, knowing she's good enough that she possibly can go over there. But I think it's a little double-edged sword. So I like the comments.
Nice, nice. Yeah, likewise, likewise. And it is, and we'll find out. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about the sport. We will find out what's going to happen. So, speaking of find out what's going to happen, we got the Build Train Race series. This is the last weekend of that series to wrap up. I think it's a pretty cool series. It allows women to work on their bikes, train on their bikes, and go race the bike. And it's pretty good. And we see what the WCR is doing over with the R7s and stuff like that. Let's go around the horn and talk about the series a little bit before we move on to like the bigger classes. We start with TJ on that, man. What do you think, man?
No, I think it's a cool series. I know one of our home racers, Kate, I don't know if she's participating now, but she was also involved in that. And I think it's cool to have females, getting their hands on with, the motorcycles and, seeing how things work and actually racing what they're working on. And it's just improving the sport, seeing other females want to follow the lead. So I think it's a cool series. I really do. It's kind of following the WCR a little bit, but they have um, I forget what bikes they're on again. They're on the
Royal Enfield.
Enfield, Royal Enfield, yeah. And then I know the WCR, they're on like all R7. So,
Yeah.
hopefully one day the bikes will mix up a little bit, but the sport is growing for that series.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the mix up a little bit, but it's kind of cool because you think of other series where you do have different bikes on the grid, and some riders will say, "I wish I had the best bike on the grid," but when everybody has the same bike, now it's just who's the best rider on the grid.
Right.
So I think that does kind of level the playing field on one hand, but on the other hand, yeah, I know what you mean. It's nice. We want to see some different bikes. What are your thoughts, Harrio?
Yeah, I think it's going to be. It's just good to see, especially women get the opportunity to get on the grid, to race and rub their shoulders just like the men do. And I'm looking forward to it. Especially, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the R7, but it's a good machine. I got a lot of friends that got it, and it's pretty comfortable. They say, and it's fast. So long as it's tuned right. So I look forward to seeing.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It sounds like a dogfight out there in this series. So it's gonna go down to the wire. Lewis, man, you're the numbers guy. Is this adding up for you?
I mean, we'll wait and see. I mean, I know they're trying to grow this series as much as possible here in the U.S. to give not just Royal Enfield an opportunity, but all these women an opportunity to create something really unique. You build it, you train to go race, and then you go race what you built. It's a cool concept. I mean, it's pretty much what we all do when we go to the track. We buy a bike, we build it, we go to the track, and we try to go learn how to be faster. So I think it's a cool series. I just hope that it's a cool series that leads to something. I'd like to see some of these ladies kind of get off these Royal Enfields and move on to the Twins Cup, move on to these other classes, because I look at this as a jumping board, not a stopgate. Use these opportunities to get into another class and start racing in other classes.
Right, right. Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, I think as you heard Harrio talk about the R7s and stuff like that, and not a fan of those bikes. I think it would be cool if it was 600s. I know there's a cost factor in that, so it makes it very difficult. From my understanding, to race the WCR is 25 grand for the package. So I can imagine if it's a super sport bike, you might add another 50 to that.
25 grand is actually cheap, to be honest with you, because here the Talent Cup, to race in the Talent Cup, I want to say the last time I checked, it's about a $65,000 investment before travel expenses, hotel, and everything else. If you want your kid to race in the Talent Cup, it's not a cheap super cheap alternative. It's a cheaper alternative, but it's not a cheap alternative.
Right. No, yeah, motorcycle racing is not cheap. Let's talk about the super sport class, guys. The competition is pretty close. We see Darren Bender. He's up by about 9 points on the championship. It looks like at the moment. I mean, there's still, between this weekend and 3 more rounds to go. So and I think the last round is double point rounds or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Who has to gain the most points this weekend, and can it be possible with Mother Nature possibly could play a part in that? We'll start with TJ.
So yeah, Josh Herron has to gain the most points this weekend to stay in contention, try to take the lead in the points. But right now, how it looks, he has a good shot. It looks like the track is a little bit harder to figure out than usual with setups. So right now, Darren Bender's in qualifying 1 and 5th, and I was surprised by actual Josh Hayes. I mean, he's the old vet, but he's doing really well right now. So we'll see what happens in qualifying 2. But I think Josh Herron has to pull out the most points this weekend for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kayla also needs to pull out as many points as she can to try to stay in contention. And then also like Tyler Scott, So those guys, to fight with Darren Bender, gonna have to do a little better than him.
Right. No, I can't wait, man, to see. It's been wild. Harry, man, what are your thoughts, man? What are you hoping to see this weekend?
Yeah, I'm hoping to see Josh pull it off again, just because I'm a fan of his, and it just, to me, it just wouldn't look right that he would lose to like Bender like that, like consistently. And yeah, even though I'm a Kayla fan, I seen that ridiculous injury where I don't know what she's going to bring to the table this weekend, but it would be good to see her at least place in the top 5. I don't know what she's going to do because of her injury, but it should be a good race.
Right. No, I saw the photos as well. I mean, the sport is brutal. Lewis, man, what are your thoughts?
I don't think I'm too worried about Dan Bender. It was his first time at the track. Josh Hayes has lapped enough laps around Mid-Ohio to go to the moon and back like 7 times. So I'm not surprised that he knows how to go around the track fast. I mean, the dude's won there on pretty much anything on 2 wheels. So looking at the results from yesterday, I expected him to be where he's been. It's surprising for him to be where he's at, especially with we know with the struggles with the R9 this year. Losing their concessions has cost them a lot of mechanical grip and issues coming out of the corner, getting on the gas. The bike's just not handling the way that that it handled last year. They expected to handle. So they're almost having to relearn the bike and trying to figure out new tricks and new ways to make the bike go with the concessions taken away. I still think Darren Bender is going to figure something out. I think he's going to get it together. I mean, to come in 5th, his first official day on the track, when you look at the people that are in the class, that's not a bad place to end up. It's not like he's 3.5 seconds off the pace. He's about eight tenths of a second off the pace. A second, 8/10 of a second, which somebody who's fast overnight, I'm sure they did some setup things. He kind of went back, looked at the data, looked at some options of where he can gain a little bit of pace. Probably looked at data from previous years from Warhorse to see what they did when they were here last year, or even when Josh Herron was on the Warhorse bike a couple years ago. They still have that data, so they'll look and see. And this is what guys at that level do. They find a way to find those tenths to get themselves back into contention. I think when the race flag drops, I don't expect them to fall off a cliff. That's for sure.
Gotcha. Well, we got Q2 coming up later this morning. We got, as you said, Josh Hayes. He knows the track. He's first in Q1. We got about 7 folks that did about 1:28 yesterday. You would think Bender would be the person to come out and be one of the top 3. But we got some other folks in there. You think anyone can steal, the top 3 positions out of the top 8 riders, the 9 riders? We start with TJ. And we got Blake Davis, Aiden Sneed, Doyle, Brendan, Carson, Joseph, and that's it. So a bunch of guys.
Let's see. I like Joel Amandri, but I don't know if that MV can do it. But definitely Blake Davis. Blake Davis is one that I think has the pace, but just hasn't been able to get around, like, let's say, like Josh Hayes, or just the fifth and sixth pack. So I think hopefully Blake Davis, possibly Aiden Sneed can sneak up in there, maybe Dominic Doyle, and room for Joel Amandri as well. Hopefully they can shake it up. It looks like Josh Hayes is in the mix right now, so hopefully they can, uh, be in the mix with Heron and um, Darren Bender to try to like mix it up a little bit.
Okay, that's what's up. What are your thoughts, Harry? You think one of these other riders that did 128? I think the slowest guy, the slowest 128 was like 128.9 or something like that.
What's the kid on the Suzuki?
Tyler Scott.
Yeah, Tyler Scott. Yeah. He's like one of the unsung heroes in super sport because he's been competitive all year. So I look forward to seeing what he could do. Now that's somebody that I wish that because I remember like a couple weeks ago, him and Caleb were battling for third place. So weekend to at least maybe anywhere positions from 2 to 3. That's who I feel like could make some noise this weekend.
Okay. All right, no doubt. Lewis, I mean, I know you crunch the numbers, man. I know you're I know your guy. You gonna say DeMario?
No. Nah, I mean, I think DeMario can do well, but I think the talent that's there this weekend and having the knowledge that Josh Hayes and all these other guys have. I mean, DeMario's going to go out there and put down his laps. It's not going to be easy for him to get into the top 3 again, like he did at Laguna. Top 5, top 6, I think is very doable for him, and at this point is almost expected for him to be finishing that top 5. Mm-hmm. This is a track where the deficiencies of the Yamaha aren't so strong, so this is probably why Josh Hayes and Blake Davis are putting on something really, really nice this weekend. I don't think that they found anything dramatically new. I know that they're constantly tweaking the bike, trying to do something to get it to go a little faster. But at this track, I think the deficiencies of the Yamaha aren't so prevalent, and that's going to help them a ton. The bike still has good edge grip. The bike still corners corner entries very well. What I've heard is that their problem is really corner exit. Getting the power to the rear wheel and having the rear wheel grip has been the biggest issue this year. The motor's still strong and everything else. It's just the concession taking away that swing arm. That's taking away that little bit of mechanical grip that they need coming out of the corner, so they don't get stretched by the Ducatis, which right now they just look like unbeatable bikes.
Yeah. They are unbeatable bikes. I'm a huge fan of Ducati. So,
Same here.
Looking forward to see what's going to happen. Before we jump into Superbike, I want to tell folks that you can use the Rexy code for Woodcraft Technology. If you spend over $100, you get a free T-shirt. So definitely use the code affiliate. And save some and save a little bit of money. Save a little bit of money. So go to BeForeverCool.com and go to our affiliates page, and you can get the link and do some good things. Also, Mark 10 Motorsport Pirelli tire. Use the BeForever Cool code there and get 10% off of your Pirelli race tire. Only race tires, no street tires. So, sorry there, but at least you can save yourself on save some money while going to the track. And like I said, go to BeForeverCool.com and check out all the fun stuff we got. Become a subscriber, and you even get more discounts with more affiliates. So great things are coming. Now we got that out the way, guys. Let's talk about World Superbike. I mean, it's pretty close in the competition right now. Let's talk about Yamaha. I guess with JD Beats, he's looking really well. He's kind of did what Bobby Fong did last year with coming on the factory team and taking full advantage of it the first year out, so which is pretty dope. What are you hoping to see, TJ, this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend, I've been always rooting for the Yamaha, so hopefully they can pull it out. After seeing the first practice, waiting for the qualifying to see what changes can be made. But the Yamaha is not looking super strong right now. Right now, I want to see JD Beach continue his streak because he's doing really well. I want to see Bobby Fong stay in top five. Keep that Yamaha, getting those points. Um, but yeah, it looks like Sean Dillon Kelly is riding that BMW really strong. So obviously want to see him place really well. But right now, I don't know what's going to happen because the Yamahas are down right now. So hopefully they make some changes. We got Sean Dillon Kelly and Hayden Gillum and Jason Uribe top three right now. And I don't know how they're going to get Hayden Gillum's bike together after what happened yesterday. So hopefully he can get out there on the track today. And that'll be good to see too. So there'll be a little shakeup in the race.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I wasn't saying much, but I was muted. Yeah, man, I'm excited to see what's going on. Let's go to Harry. We got Reese just came into the building. We'll get him set up and get going here. Harry, what are your thoughts? What are you hoping to see from Superbike? And once Reese gets all set up, we'll pick his brain and see what he knows.
I think this is excuse me. I think this is one of the tracks where experience is going to be a key factor into it. Not so much in qualifying. I just think you just need to place on the grid. And I'm a big Bobby Fong fan, so I foresee him doing something spectacular this weekend and maybe taking the win or coming in the top three. I know Sean Dillon Kelly is on the top, and he's like the star of Superbike now that Josh Herron is gone. But I'm still a big believer in Bobby Fong, and hoping he have a good weekend.
Okay, no doubt there. We're gonna find out shortly. Lewis, where's your money at this weekend?
I don't know, man. Orange Cat is looking really strong. I mean, this particular weekend they have both of their super bikes, and they also have Caleb Bicaro racing in the Stock 1000 class as well. And even in the Stock 1000 class, I think they were like P1, P3. So P1 in Superbike, P1 in Stock 1000, and P3 again in Superbike. So Orange Cat came to play this weekend, man. They brought out the big guns. They're doing everything they can. They're putting a big footprint down for a team that realistically last year or the last couple of years that they've been here, they were a Stock 1000 team. This is their first year on a full Superbike ride. And they've been doing some big things with their riders. They got the right guys on the bike. They got the right team together. So, I think Sean Dillon Kelly is showing the last couple of rounds that he's very strong, very consistent. And this is, I don't know, maybe this track, something about this track is clicking with him. It's really jiving with him, and we'll see how it goes. But I think it's going to be a little bit hard to catch that BMW because it's not only going fast in the straight, it's going fast into the turns, and it's going smooth into the corners. So Sean Dillon Kelly has that thing on rails, and he's able to just squeeze every bit of power out of it. It's going to be hard, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're going to find out, man. I mean, Reese, you're here. What's going on, man? I see practice yesterday. I mean, we had too much to drink the day before. What do we let? What's going on, man?
Nah, nothing much, man. I mean, yesterday it was just practice, trying to figure out some stuff with the team. And P1, trying to figure out the tire choice. I think the one tire choice that we all do that we thought would be good ended up not being good. It got chewed up halfway through the session. So I think this coming into session 2, we were a little faster, and then we switched to a different setup. But I think coming in here, we'll see something different. We were just getting set up for the weather because it did start coming sprinkling a little bit. But it does like it's going to, burn itself out and bypass. But we'll see here coming in a couple minutes here. I mean, if you look at the time sectors, Lewis is right. The BMW was on rails, but I think the fastest time was a 24/7 versus if you look at the next set of guys, I mean, even down at JD and P6, we were 25/3 in P2 or something like that. So you're not too far off. It's going to be, and then at the end of the day, you still got to run that times.
Right.
How many laps?
Just 1 or 2.
Hey, for qualifying, yes. So, be a Quattraro here and be a fast lap time for a one guy sprint. I mean, but coming in the race, I mean, you got to do this, so many laps. So
Gotcha.
we'll see here coming this time, man. I mean, like Lewis said, I mean, but a lot of people and even MotoAmerica came and talked to me. I think a lot of people have kind of was shocked at what JD did, and they kind of counted him out. Never expected him to be here, but you're only 11 points back from the championship. So, and I think the top 6 is still mathematically in it.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's about right. So what's the game plan for this morning? Try to qualify on the front row?
Try to get as far as front you can. That's the best thing you can do is try to get as far as front you can, because Sunday does look like it's going to be wet. And, so the best thing to do is if you can get as far as you can, this way you're not back there in the mayhem.
Right. Let me get to Lewis, because I know you can't talk about it, but you heard Reese talk about the tires. I know you got something to say.
Let's take it.
I mean, in the wet, they're all going to suck equally the same, so it's not going to make a huge difference if it rains. It's in the dry where the differences are made.
Right. So no, I can imagine it's tough when you get a bad tire setup.
You trying to get me another band for another weekend? Why you bring that up?
We are live and direct, so I got to put you on the spot while I can, when I can. You guys, you heard Reese talk about what they have to do. What are your thoughts on what you saw so far, and what you expect out of the Yamaha? We'll start with Harry on this, because I know you're a fan of Bobby Farn, like you just said.
Yeah, I am. I just like Reese said, they got to just try to do what they got to do to get as far as close to the front as possible. And due to the weather, it's kind of like it's like an even playing field. It all, like I said earlier, it's always gonna come down to who has the skill. It's not so much as the motorcycle gonna do what the motorcycle is gonna do, the bike's gonna do. But long as it's gonna have to come down to who can ride the best in the wet and these conditions right here. And I feel like Bobby Fong is the best person that could probably be able to win this race this weekend or place in the top 3.
Okay. All right, that's what's up.
Hey, don't forget about my guy JD, man.
Hey, JD, love that rain.
Yeah. He's been having some pretty good races these past couple weekends.
Track rider right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say he gonna ice skate around the track. It was a little slippery.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you hoping to see?
Sorry, you say talking to me? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Yeah, that's all. No, I said, what are you hoping to see this?
Yeah, so I want to see obviously the Yamahas up there, and this mixed conditions. Obviously, JD, room for him, because I know he can do really well in the rain. So hopefully they can find the right setup. I didn't know they had tire issues, so hopefully they can find the right tires to perform in these conditions. But yeah, hopefully they can place both of them top 5, and either both on the podium. Talking about the Yamahas, so I'm looking forward to the Yamahas hopefully getting past Orange Cat or Cam Peterson, the Ducatis. So see how it goes.
Nice. Lewis, what are your thoughts, man? I mean, I was surprised that Hayden Gillum and Jason was up there. I expected some of the usual suspect. Are you surprised by that?
No, I mean, Hayden Gillum is really fast in Mid-Ohio. I mean, he's fast at a lot of tracks. I think some people kind of underestimate him. But on some tracks where, again, the Honda is one of those bikes that's not a super high horsepower bike, the team that they have there is doing the best they can with the equipment that they have. But Hayden Gillum knows how to go fast. There's no doubt about it. So don't ever doubt that guy doesn't go into every race. I think he's got a shot or not giving it 100%. Yesterday, he gave it 100%. He got the max out of it and got the bike pretty far up in the timesheets. But again, you can pull one fast lap or 2 fast laps out. Can you do it for 22 laps consistently? And unfortunately, the history of the Honda specifically shows that consistently that bike can't stay at the front with everybody else. Unfortunately, it's just not built for that. And hopefully one day they do get to the point where they do have a Honda that can be built for that at every track. At some tracks, it's very competitive. It's in the top 6, but at most tracks, it's relegated to the bottom half of the top 10, and it's not what we want to see, obviously. And then if the Yamaha team did have some tire problems yesterday, that wouldn't be a surprise. I mean, that seems to be a running thing with not just the Yamaha team, but with all teams. Everybody is in line to get at least 1 or 2 sets of bad tires every weekend, and it just seems like the last couple of weekends the Yamaha team's been right at the front of that line. Like, yo, where's the worst tire? Yeah, put it on my bike. That's the one I want. See the one with that flat spot? Yeah, that one. That's the one I want, man.
Hey man, we all try different setups.
But it's all good. It's all good. Dunlop's only ain't gonna be in MotoAmerica until 2029 currently. So you only got 3 more years of this bullshit.
3 more years and 2,000 tires to go through.
Yeah, 2 more years and 2 warehouses full of tires to go through.
No doubt.
It's all a setup, man. Just trying to figure out a setup game.
Yep. Speaking of setup,
it's easier to figure out setup when the tires are all equally the same. Just saying.
I don't know. I'm so tired.
You don't know. You gotta. I'm sitting here. I can imagine what happened to you if you say something.
That's why I don't say much.
Not say much. But speaking of, I think I get out of here, Reese. But you didn't get a chance to talk about comments, but it's been crazy this week on IG. Anything you want to get off your chest to the public before you get out of here and go do your thing?
Nah. I mean, I know Lewis can normally say it best for me. I spoke my piece. I mean, I was honest, and then I said it best. I mean, the girl is very talented. I never will take any talent away from anybody.
Right.
But as far as what was said, it was true. The caliber of rider that's overseas in the Moto2 and Moto3, that's a dogfight. That's a jungle. That's going into something completely different. The chassis, the tires, everything is completely different. It's a rigid frame. Mm-hmm. For her to go over there, and I'll say it again, that's a death sentence for her career when she's just coming into her light. She's very popular over here. She's known. She's moving up. She's learning. So for her to jump, or for someone to say it's best for her to jump over there, you just killed her career.
Right.
She's nowhere near that type of rider yet. And to say, some people sitting there saying about, Sean Dillon Kelly and everything else, I'll never take any talent away from these kids or these guys. These guys are very talented. But it's another level going overseas. I told on Instagram, I said, listen, I play sports over there. It's another level. You have to live, breathe, and stay over there. And I was over there, fortunate enough for 6 years. And, Sean was nowhere near ready, and it showed. He was in the back. He wasn't ready. Cam was barely up there, but he did show some kind of some races in there. Mm-hmm. Joe Roberts has been there for God knows how long. It's taken him forever to break through, but he's been fortunate enough to keep his ride. And look at Garrett. Garrett is a good friend of mine, and Garrett had to live over there and stay over there. So did Joe. They have to stay. You have to train. You have to do everything over there to actually figure out this system. And once you figure it out, then you can actually move forward. And Garrett did, and he moved forward, over there in World Superbike. So there's nothing that, that I said I think was out of line.
Right.
And I've had a bunch of people agree the same what she's ready for. She's not ready for that level yet. One day she will be. At this time, no. And I've been fortunate enough to be on this side of the paddock and this team, a championship team, for the past 12 years.
Right.
So
no, I agree. There's a lot of people been on you guys' side and stuff like that. There's a few outliers of folks that, I was thinking that, they just run to it. What I'm wondering is like, is this like a pro racer that has a fake account like KD? You got a chance to cuss us out or cuss you out because I'm just kind of like, really?
But I say, listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their comments, and I don't take nothing to heart. If I did, that's then it's like I'm taking it personal. I don't take anything personal. I've been, on both sides, from sports for pro and here now on the team side.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't take anything personal. I'm like, yeah, you're entitled to your opinion, and that's fine, but facts are facts.
Right.
Sometimes, unfortunately, facts hurt, truth hurt.
Yeah, no doubt. And in this sport or any sport, if you can't take the truth, you're not going to survive because it is brutally honest. So I think we'll talk about the hooligan because we got Gus Rodeo doing well. I think Reese is out of here.
Yep, I'm gonna get out of here.
Good luck. I'll see you out there.
We'll see if we can put a podium for you guys. Take care, guys.
All right, you too, brother.
I'm gonna need that mic back.
Race out.
Give me the mic.
I don't want you out there giving away the song. Before we get out of here, guys, let's talk about the hooligan class. Gus Rodeo looked good out there yesterday in practice and stuff like that. What are you hoping to see, TJ?
Man, the Super Hooligans class is pretty deep. But I mean, definitely, I like Corey, and then definitely Gus. Gus has been working really hard getting back after being out, I think, a season. So it's good to see him back. Looks like he's put out a 30. Everyone else is pretty much in the 31s and 32s. So it's a good start for the weekend. So hopefully he can keep the pace and get on the podium for his races. But yeah, I like Jake Lewis and Corey. They're sitting top 3 right now. And it's a stacked field. See some names that from homegrown, like Ben Glotty's out there, and so room for him as well. So it's going to be an interesting race. So, and I like the class. These bikes is a little different, and it seems like everyone's jumping into this series. So it seems pretty cool.
Yeah. I agree. It makes me want to jump on a Street Fighter after seeing this class. What are your thoughts, Harry? I know you're a fan.
I don't know. Like, I think that's because of the Farron situation. Like with the hooligan, I think it's up in the air due to the weather. Like, you really can't. I know just going into this weekend, you really can't pick who's going to be the top just because of the weather. I'm looking forward to it because it's like you said, it's a deep field and it's always exciting. And man, y'all got some serious stars there this weekend, especially for the people, the supporters behind the hooligan race. So it's gonna be up in the air this weekend. I know it's gonna be a good race, though.
Yeah, and I agree. Speaking of, Keanu Reeves is out here this weekend as well. They got 2 bikes on the grid as of Laguna Seca, so that's exciting to see. What are your thoughts, Louis?
I mean, I'm pulling for my boy Gus. I've been pulling for him since the beginning of the year when he first told me that he was going to race in his class. Him and his family were just going to put a package together, a deal together, and try to just race this class. Originally, he was going to race this class in Super Sport, but that's burning the candle at both ends. Unfortunately, it's a lot of money to do both classes, and
Right.
he saw he had a lot better chance of doing something special in this class because to race in the Super Sport class, when you see the teams that are at the front, those teams have really deep pockets. And if you know anything about Gus pulls into the paddock. His dad's driving the truck. He's unloading the trailer. Like it's a mom and dad and kind of privateer situation. The DRP team, like they've got some deeper pockets, so they've got some some good money behind them. They got 2 good riders. Bryce and Andy know how to go really fast on hooligan bikes. And then Gus is sandwiched in between them and the Saddleman Racing team, which the Saddleman team also has some pretty deep pockets. So to have that one privateer that can kind of still keep up on a bike that, if you know the story, he bought this bike at a salvage yard and put it together and made a race bike out of it once he figured out that the hooligans class was going to allow the Street Fighter to run.
Right.
And, as long as he finishes in the top 3 or even in the top 5, man, this is a privateer guy that's showing these other teams that have deeper pockets. I've got talent. I'm doing what I can with what I have. So I hope to see him on the podium or possibly on the top step. But it's going to be rough, man, because those Yamahas, for some reason, they can't race for Dick in Super Sport, but they can go fast at Hooligans, man.
Right. No, I know this. It's pretty dope. Well, guys, I want to thank you guys for coming on the live. I really appreciate it. My name is Rex45. It's the Be Forever Cool podcast. We're going to get out of here. I want to thank Eli Block for coming on the show. I want to thank Reese, who had to get back out there as well. Harry O from 2 Wheels, 1 Chain. TJ, 2 Wheels and Coffee. Louis Ortega, the numbers guy. My name is Rex45. Peace.
Peace.
All right.